Hey y'all, welcome to Stivers Homestead. I am Zach, and so we are in the depths of planting our garden. Like, it is time. The last video, we got all of our tomatoes in the ground, showed y'all some tips and tricks on how to plant your tomatoes for the best success. And we still got a lot of more planting to go, and we'll show you all that. However, this morning, I noticed something that we need to keep an eye on real close today. Daisy, our family milk cow, she's full-blooded Jersey, is pregnant with a Angus Jersey mix calf, and she was showing quite a bit of big signs of oozing this morning. So it's very similar to dairy cat or dairy goats, honestly, and most births are. It's just a lot more because it's a cow. And so she's right there in the barn. It's kind of hard for you all to see, but I can see her pretty clear as day. We don't have a calf yet, but she's doing some moaning. There she is. You can tell she has a little discomfort, like labor is probably happening, but we might just be at the early stages. So this being our first time ever having a cow calf on our farm, we've had everything else basically have babies, but this is our first with cows. So I had to do a little research. One thing I learned is it can take 6 to 7 hours for them to get really at the early stages of labor to actually starting to push and get a calf's head and hooves coming out. So sounds like, again, everything's bigger and longer and larger when it comes to cattle. However, we're gonna still just come keep checking on her. We've always seen, like, after breakfast, that's when our mamas usually have birth. That's when they like to do it, get that last little bit of protein and have their last dinner before their mamas. So they had it about an hour and a half ago. She's gonna keep watching her. She's definitely looking like she's ready to do this thing. Kid sharing has begun. Hi, mamas, your turn. Like an horse. I had the lights out on Elsa, so I'm already done. Freaking turkeys are fighting. But this is our first, like, official milking day. So we've had a few, like when Anna had Molly, just Molly by herself. She was a little overfull, so we did a little bit at the beginning. Molly started taking care of business and drinking plenty. That's why she's grown so much. But now all of our babies are old enough to kid share. So kid share simply means separating mama and babies at night. And then in the morning, you get the morning milk. And then after you get done milking, they stay with their babies all day to have milk. And then we just repeat the process. So we're not gonna get our full amount that we normally would, but Elsa over here is being a rock star right now. So what I meant by my side was low, you can see Jen's still milking. So they have two, as you can tell, two. And you can tell this one is favored by the babies, that one not so much. Or sometimes one side fills up more than the other. And today Jen drew that straw. Good Lord, you've got at least a little over half gallon, I think, in there.
That's a lot.
And I've got over a quarter gallon in mine. These are gallon containers. So out of 2 goats, we'll definitely have over a gallon. Yeah. So that's pretty awesome for really the first day. So the only other thing we do is, this is bag balm, which we had received this when we got the cows. It's basically just Jen's calendula salve. So we want to put that on the teats to stop any kind of cracking that might happen. Okay, we're done milking the goats, and it is the next morning, by the way. We watched Daisy all day, restless, walking around, and now we still have the same amount of ooze, and she's definitely acting different this morning. So maybe today's the day. Fingers crossed. It's crazy to think, but in a very, very short amount of time, we'll be doing the goats, and then we'll be going over here and milking the cows. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of good work. A lot of good milk.
So a few things. We're gonna filter the milk now. If you had, say, just one milk goat or even two that didn't produce a whole lot, say maybe a quart or 2 quarts a day, you would want to use smaller jars. So you'd want to use like a quart mason jar, and you would probably use this filter. It's a whole lot smaller, and it comes with these little filter discs, and that is just kind of goat size, like, you know, normal goat size. Since we get so much from R2, we just actually go ahead and use our cow milk supplies, which is a big strainer and gallon jars, because these little milk pails that we take with us and milk into are gallons, and one is completely full, and then there's about 1/4 to 1/2 in another one. So I know I'm going to get over a gallon, so there's no need to waste quart jars and have to dirty up those when I know that we're going to be moving to over a gallon. So we're going to use this gallon jar, and then we'll see what's left and then what kind of jar we need to use after that. You want everything to be very, very clean. So we wash and sanitize everything in our dishwasher, and that gives us a peace of mind, because I know it's like the best dishwasher I've ever had, and it does amazing, especially with the sanitize function. That's really nice. So everything is always clean, and that's why you filter, is because nobody wants nasty milk. Goats, you know, you can shave them, you can do all the things that kind of prevent. We haven't shaved ours, so we filter really, really well. Sometimes you might have to double filter, that is okay. But if you keep your milking stand and your barn or shed or whatever it is clean, then you really just watch it and filter it and make sure that everything's good. We've never had an issue, thankfully. You know, it can be iffy, I guess, if you've got your mind set to one thing and you think, or you saw when you were little, that the milk wasn't clean. But if you do your part and you make sure that you sanitize and keep everything proper and clean, then home milk is wonderful. So we got a gallon and then 1/2 of a quart. So that's wonderful. Next thing we're going to do is get our very clean lids on both of these, and then we're going to put them in the freezer to chill for about an hour. Chilling the milk is important. Some people do it right after they milk. They'll take, say, a cooler of ice or a pail of ice, and they put their milk straight on it. We just rush inside. Milking is the last thing we do. Even if you see Zach doing something else, I always bring the milk right in, and then we put it directly into the freezer for about an hour. That helps with taste, especially if you have a goat around, a buck around. I mean, things can get kind of goaty tasting, if you've heard people say. I'm sure you have. But chilling it totally takes that out. So that is really nice. Just don't forget about it, because we have many times, and you don't want frozen, busted milk in your freezer.
All right, Jen got the milk done. While she's done that, I went and watered a little bit of the garden, which we will show y'all here in a little bit, all the stuff we've planted. We also put the pool up. So if you've been around since last year, you knew that we had a pool. We took it down, changed the area. We put it up. So also in yesterday, because it just seems like we just do endless things, Jen made homemade Jell-O.
I did for the first time. Obviously, I'm not talking about the boxed Jell-O.
Right.
Because I've done that. Everybody's done that a million times. This was real Jell-O with actual beef gelatin. It's all good stuff. I really like the brand. It's Vital Proteins.
I'll link this down below.
I got it off Amazon. And with real 100% fruit juice. And it's a hit. So Raylan has been asking me to make it, because this is admittedly not something that Everybody does it, but homesteaders don't talk about it. Sometimes you go out to eat. We like China buffet sometimes.
I love some China buffet.
Raylan loves the Jell-O.
It's chicken buffet.
Obviously, that's not the real Jell-O that they have, but I wanted to try and make her some at home and it actually be healthy and good for her. Even Wyatt likes it. So
Even Wyatt.
It's a hit.
Yeah. All right. Let's let them give you their review. All right. They've already had some. I forgot to grab the camera for the first bite reaction.
Yummy.
What's it taste like, Ray Ray?
I mean, it tastes like the China buffet Jell-O.
The China buffet
But
Jell-O.
it's actually good for you.
Right. Why? What do you think?
Y'all know Go-Gurt? It kind of tastes like if they had a grape Go-Gurt.
A grape yogurt. Well,
Here
awesome.
it is.
Yeah. And it was so simple to make. Give them just like the quick rundown.
Basically, you use your 2 tablespoons of gelatin. You mix that with just a little bit of juice, not all of your juice. Then you take the rest of the juice, you heat it up on the stove, and then you combine the two, and then you pour it in a pan and let it sit in the fridge for a few hours. We did it overnight, and it's set up really nicely.
To be honest with you, when she did the gelatin part, they kind of like reminded me of like activating yeast. Like how you would just add it in some warm water to like activate it, because when she put it in just a little bit, it made that look like it was just real mushy, like a slushy almost. And then put it in that just straight warm water or warm juice.
If he remembers, I'll put the recipe down below.
Yeah, but that is amazing.
It is.
And I'm not even a huge Jell-O fan.
I'm not either.
But that's really good. And I'm glad you all like it, most
I'm
importantly.
not even a huge Jell-O fan. One time I tried it at chicken buffet, and it wasn't that good to me, but this one is really good.
Well, you've always been a man that can like point out fake sugars and coloring and stuff. You've never been a fan of processed foods, but she loves them. So the fact that you both love that means Mommy did great success.
This is a win for her.
Yeah, big win, big win. So here is where the pool sits. So last year, it used to be in front of the horse trailer, but these walnut trees covered it up so much. This is actually right beside the store, because, you know, it's a store, but we're also going to hang out down here a lot.
Oh,
and it sure does look like she's basically there.
Oh.
All right, we got kids begging us to get in the pool. Obviously, it just filled up, so it's very cold. So I'm going to do a little test. Got my little digital thermometer here. It is 78 degrees out here. I'm going to stick that in the top of the water. We're going to see what we're at.
Yeah, and it wasn't cold. Or was it a river?
Woo!
Cold?
59.5.
Oh, that's kind of, that's...
And they're going to wait on the pool. 59 degrees, little chill. Flossie, it's happening. All right, we are in live action, folks. Back up off of Flossie. Came here to check on her. Got quite the ooze coming out. She's dropped something. She was licking it up. And it is about calf time.
All right, kids, go, 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 go.
I don't know what to do with the camera. I'm gonna turn it off.